Hello, my Mahjong friends. Welcome to the weekly Mahjong clinic. In this clinic, we're discussing the basics, tips, and strategies all about Mahjong as we play on ilovemahj. In this tutorial, we're discussing and learning all about the 2025 categories, specifically the Winds and Dragons category and switching hands. I'm so glad you're here. Type in the comments below or email any topics you wish to discuss, any questions you have, and also type in the comments as we play on ilovemahj what you would have done different or if you agree with my choices. I love hearing from you, and so please send me emails and let me know how you're doing in your Mahjong game. Before we get started, I hope that you'll connect with me and show your support for the Mah Jongg Class channel. Please hit subscribe, hit the like button for content you enjoy and let YouTube know that you enjoy the Mah Jongg Class channel. Share the video with Mahjong friends and family. Put any comments below. I love engaging with you. You can now choose to click the thanks button to show your support. You can email me at mahjongclass@yahoo.com. It means the world to me that you show up and watch the videos and support the Mah Jongg Class channel. It helps this channel grow and helps YouTube know that you love the channel. Thank you. Oh My Mahjong has been generous enough to offer a discount code to the Mah Jongg Class channel supporters. The code is Mahj Class, MAHJ to get 10% off. Oh My Mahjong is a great place to shop. They have dozens of mats to dress up your tables or to assist in the core Mahjong rules, which are printed on the mats. They're beautiful. They have lovely layered tiles in different colors. You can choose your favorite. Oh My Mahjong offers storage items, accessories, and entertainment items. Featured today is the Ultimate Starter Kit. It's the quintessential Mahjong setup. Are you ready to dive into the Mahjong world? Make this the summer you learn Mahjong and pick up your Ultimate Starter Kit. It has everything you need to start playing. Included are high-quality tiles, a beautiful designed mat, and 2 comprehensive how-to-play books. The kit is perfect for beginners and seasoned players alike. Get yours today and start creating lasting friendships and memories around the table. There are about 16 Ultimate Starter Kits to choose from, or you can choose to build your own. With the already styled Ultimate Starter Kits, they're perfect match tiles and mats. Check out the details at Oh My Mahjong for size and descriptions to make sure they fit your needs. Head on over to Oh My Mahjong and check out their shop. Please use the code MAHJClass, MAHJCLASS at checkout to let them know I sent you and you receive 10% off your order. Enjoy shopping. You can look in the description code for the link and the discount code MAHJClass. Now let's get on with our topic and talk about switching hands and the category Winds and Dragons. We are in week 7 of switching hands, category by category. Over the last 6 weeks, we've talked about reasons you would need to switch hands, the 2025 category, skills needed to switch hands, the 2468 category, how to practice learning switching hands, the Any Likes Numbers category, preparing your hand to be switchable in the quints category, choosing what hand to switch to, consecutive run, switching hands and timing 13579, and this week's topic, questions to ask about switching hands. And we're discussing the Winds and Dragons category. Look in the description below for links to these videos and be sure to check them all out to be able to have good switchable hands and some topics that will help you along the way in making those decisions. Today we're talking about questions to ask yourself along the way whether you should switch hands. What is the strength of my hand? Looking at those power tiles in your hand, looking for pairs or pungs, and finding the categories that work. So that leads us to the next question. What categories work best with the tiles I have in my hand? And finally deciding on the onset of the deal, what are my options? Maybe you picked a category and you said, let me look at the hands. I often say you don't even need to look at the hands, but sometimes I do have an A, B, C. Are these in the same category? Or am I straddling across two categories? Moving on to the next stage of the game is the Charleston. I asked myself during the Charleston, are the same tiles being passed around? If your current hand isn't good enough, or you don't feel like it's very strong, collect the tiles that you say, I see a lot of these tiles going around, whether it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 6, 9, or maybe you see a lot of like numbers of one number. Start collecting them to make a better hand. It's time to switch your hand. Another question you might consider while during the Charleston is, what isn't being passed around? Maybe in the chosen category, you decided you need 6s and you haven't gotten a single one. So maybe it's time to change your hand. That might mean somebody else is collecting 6s. Which brings us to question 3 during the Charleston. Is someone else playing the same category? If you're playing 3, 6, 9 and you've chosen that and kept all the 3, 6, 9s, but during the Charleston you haven't received any 3, 6, 9, it's possible someone's playing the same category as you. It's time to switch your hand. So maybe you're playing 6, 7, 8, 9 or 3, 4, 5, 6, collecting those tiles that are in between. Moving along to during the game. This is where the bulk of your questions come into play, and I'm sure this is where most of you will switch hands. During the game, one of the questions you should ask is whether or not you should call a tile. Can I expose the grouping and still switch? Remember, during decision time at the beginning of the game, during the Charleston and during the deal, I decided to pick a category and possibly have an ABC hand. Will the same grouping fit in all of my ABC hands? Decide to call it and wait for the push tile. I always say the push tile will push you towards one of those choices, A, B, or C. One that makes your decision. Question number 2, will I get flowers? Remember, there are 8 flowers in this set. If you need a flower, there are 8. I think those are pretty good odds for picking a tile. So consider that when picking your hand, how many flowers you need. If you need a pair, go for it. If you need 4, maybe you have some wild cards. Another question to consider is, what if I don't get jokers? Start with a harder hand without jokers, and then if you should receive jokers, move to the easier hand and optimize using those jokers. Remember, an easier hand is those that don't have pairs. What if I get jokers? We already started talking about that in the previous question. If you get jokers, you're moving to an easier hand. And I always say, don't be afraid to discard one joker if you're getting closer and you just need a pair. But use the jokers to maximize your hand and find a hand that you can switch to using jokers. Optimizing jokers is key, which brings us to the next question. Joker exchanges, baiting, and discard. Will I be able to do a joker exchange, and will that joker even help me? I always suggest baiting. That means keeping a pair of unwanted tiles and discarding one and hoping to gain a joker when somebody else exposes that grouping and has a joker. Don't forget to pay close attention to joker opportunities, and before discarding, look around for joker exchanges for that tile you're discarding. You may not need it either, so still do the exchange and discard the joker. Consider, will they discard my tiles? I often discover early in the game one of my tiles might have been discarded that I need. There's more of a chance that they will discard another, knowing that one already is discarded. Be patient, especially if you're wanting a pair. Be mindful of how many tiles are left, and I know that someone will discard that tile. And am I close enough that I can be patient for that final tile for Mahjong? Maybe there's already 2 out and now they're going to discard the 3rd one. Consider switching hands and calling for a pung and using the joker and finding a new hand, because your hand is already dead when they discard that tile. You can no longer go for the pairs. Sometimes in your hand, you say to yourself, what am I missing? Do I have a gap? Is it big or is it pairs? Determine what your gap is. Is it a pung or a kong, and can you fill it with jokers? Or is it a pair and you don't have 50% or 75% of the pairs? What kind of pair is it? Is it a pair of flowers? Pair of flowers, I wouldn't worry about. Somebody will discard a flower. Remember, there's 8 of them. Be aware how many tiles are left in the game. Maybe halfway through, say to yourself how many tiles are left in the game. Switching hands later in the game might be too risky, as you might not have enough time or turns left to draw tiles that you need to change hands. Also be mindful and ask yourself the question, what are my opponents playing? Do they have my tiles? If you believe your opponents are in need of the same tiles, figure out an alternative hand and maybe even try joker baiting with those tiles that you know they need, that you have, that you wanted to use. Sometimes you can switch hands and those jokers become more valuable for you. Switching hands and making a simpler one might just work for a winning hand. By considering these questions, you can make more informed decisions about whether to switch hands in Mahjong and increase your chances of winning. Next week, we'll discuss switching to defense and endgame. Pop in the comments any questions you ask yourself during gameplay. I'm sure there are dozens more than I've listed, and I'm sure there's a dozen more that I ask myself that I haven't listed. Some things come very natural to you, and others you do have to work. So consider some of these questions adding to your repertoire of questions during gameplay. As I've mentioned, we talked about 6 of the 9 categories in the previous 6 weeks. This week we're going over Winds and Dragons and switchable hands. We're going to break it down in the category line by line and show you a switchable hand. I've created a separate video with live tiles to help you understand the Winds and Dragons section and the switchable hands. Let's go take a look at that. We're ready to begin. I placed all my tiles out on the table in suit order. We have BAMs, dots, flowers, the dragons, the winds in news order, cracks, and our great jokers that we can use. My rack is placed and we're ready to begin creating switchable hands. Let's get learning. Let's talk about the Winds and Dragons category. Line number 1, you need to have 4 north, 3 east, 3 west, and 4 south. When creating that line, it can be sometimes confusing how many you need of each. Always remember, north and south will match in the size, and east and west will match in their size. So if you were making the second half, if you took away a north, you know south has to be 1 away, and then you need another for east and another for west. So those 2 are somewhat switchable. However, if you have things exposed, you have to make sure what you have exposed and where you can switch. A good switchable hand for line number 1 would be to go to line number 7, especially if you only have 3 norths and 3 souths. You would then have 2 wests and 2 easts. So right now we have 10 tiles still intact. The same hand could be made with having east and west and taking away the north and south and adding 20, 25. That's an excellent switchable hand. So I'm going to point out again that the dragon of white is what's needed here to be able to make 20, 25. This is a harder hand, line number 7, than line number 1, but again, it depends on what you're collecting. And if you hold on to the dragon of the white for the 0, you can maybe make 20-25. Those two are good switchable hands. Other than that, line number 1, you could maybe go down to line number 1 in singles and pairs, but that's a stretch. You're not going to be having those numbers. So I would stick with line number 1 and line number 7 working well together. You could also switch to the concealed hand with a pair of norths, a pair of easts, a pung of wests, and a pung of souths. And a pung of souths. If you were holding on to that white dragon, you could use that for the any Kong dragon. So if maybe you couldn't get the 2, somebody threw out all the 2s before you were ready to call for Mahjong, maybe you can make this and make it all about the white dragons. You need a Kong of them, but you could use jokers here. Please keep in mind that bottom hand is concealed. So you can go from line number 1 to line number 7, line number 8. Let's look at line number 2 in Winds and Dragons. You need to have 2 flowers, and there's no winds in that hand. So let's get rid of the winds. You need to have 2 flowers. Beautiful flowers from the Oh My Mahjong set. Then you need a run of a number, so you can have the number 3, 4, 5, and then you need all of the dragons. Here's the dragons again, flowers and dragons. You need 3 of another suit and 4 of the final suit. I know this isn't about building hands, but I did want to mention that it didn't need to be the crack dragon to match the cracks. This could have been made the other way around. You could have cracks there, and it could be the Bam dragon. Just keep that in mind. Switching hands here, again, you're in Winds and Dragons, so I'm assuming you're collecting some wins. You can go to line 4 of Winds and Dragons. So within the category, again, you can go to line 4. Line 4 offers that you need to have flowers, the dragons, so not these numbers, and then the word news. I would work with the larger dragons that you have in your hand. So right now we have red and green, and then we need the word news. N-E-W-S. Before we did that, that hand has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiles in common with line number 2 to line number 4. Putting this in, and now we need more flowers. We could use jokers there. So we have 4 flowers, 3 red dragons, news, and then actually we only need 3 dragons. So it's not as many tiles as I thought. So it's 3, 6, 7, 8 in common with line number 2. That's a good switchable hand between those 2 lines. Going back to line number 2, it's often difficult when you just have that little run. There's really not a good switchable hand there. I would just stick with line number 2 to go to line number 4. Let's look at line number 3. Line number 3 is 3 flowers, 2 norths, 2 easts, 3 wests, and 4 souths. Now, I guess the key here is the north and the east because there's pairs. You can also look to line number 1 in singles and pairs if you wanted to try a little more difficult hand. You would have to have 2 norths, so we can get rid of these flowers, 1 east, 1 west, and 2 souths. So that's only really 5 tiles in common. I'm not sure it's a great way to switch. However, if you were trying to maybe make line number 2 and you had your run of 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 we were using earlier, you can expand this to maybe if you start pulling the duplicates of it and you need pairs. And you need 4 numbers. Right now we only have 3, so we need 1 more. So maybe it's the 2s because you were holding on to 2s for 2025. So you have pair, 1 east, 1 west, pair, 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 pair in 4 numbers. This hand, again, I would probably start with this hand and then maybe move up to line number 3. Or even maybe you could do line number 2, but again, you're dropping all of the winds and using dragons, and there's no dragons currently. So it's a pretty difficult hand to switch from. From winds hand, line number 3, to maybe line number 1 in singles and pairs. You could also, again, drop all these numbers, and then you would be just playing with the winds and dragons hand. Just a plain winds hand in that category. It's possible to go from singles and pairs to maybe line 7 because you have the north, east, west, south, and you have the 2s and the 5s possibly. So we could maybe try that. That might be an option with the white dragon, and then you have 2025, and then you have to fill in the others. So that's line number 1 in singles and pairs to line number 7 in winds and dragons. I guess I kind of went out of order, but I just saw that, so we'll have to talk about that again. We are on line number 4, which we already talked about, would go to line number 2. So I'm going to skip that. Line number 5, let's do that one. It has 4 norths, a number, any number that you wish. However, it does have to be odd. So let's do 7s. 1 7, 2 7, and then 3 7s. And then if you have norths, you're always going to have souths, and they're going to be in the same number. So we need 4 souths. To switch from this hand, I really think the best option is to go to any like numbers. Any like numbers is a great hand to move to. And I would use all the 7s. The other option here is maybe you could go to the news hand in 1 3 5 7 9, but the big factor you're missing is the east and west, and you already have too many norths and too many souths. So switching from winds and dragons hands pretty difficult, but you can do it. Any like numbers category, any of them, or maybe you could do the news hand. Obviously this is with 7, so that would work beautiful if you had 9s and 5s to match. Now, when you're looking at line number 6, we're no longer using the north and south because they have to go with odds. Line number 6 will now have to be with evens. And you can remember that with the E being evens. And I should have mentioned with north and south, they have O in it, and that would be an odd number. This has east and west evens. East begins with E, west has an E in it, so that would be your evens tiles. and that's your even numbers. And the even number we're going to use tonight, 4s. Again, the most switchable hand is to go to any like numbers. I'm not going to go through each of them, but obviously you're just taking the like numbers part. There is no wins in like numbers, so you're only working with 6 tiles to move to any like numbers. Let's go to line number 4. Line number 4, you have 4 flowers, 3 dragons, the word news, and 3 additional dragons. A great hand to switch to, using most of the tiles that, you know, obviously not within the category. To jump a category would be 3, 6, 9. Obviously, you wouldn't need the news and you wouldn't need the flowers in line number 3 of 3, 6, 9. Remember, you can make it with 9s, 3s, or 6s. I'm going to do 9s, and then the matching 9s here are dots. That's a good switchable hand. There were 6 tiles to be able to switch. Let's look at hand number 7. We have 2 norths, 3 easts, 3 wests, and 2 souths. With the year 2025, we already talked about this hand, switching from line number 1 to this hand. I still think that's a great switchable hand. And whether you're doing part A or part B, they're still able to switch to line number 1, part A or part B. You would have to remove the 2025 and obviously gain more tiles, whichever way you're starting to create this, and we'll do B part. So that means east and west have to be the same, and north and south have to be the same quantity. So that was pretty good. We just took away 4 tiles and replaced it with 4 others. That's a good switchable hand. And the final hand we did already discuss. It can be from any of the lines above. Unfortunately, the key thing here is the dragons, and that it's a concealed hand and you can't call it. So the winds and dragons puts you in a bad spot. There wasn't as many switchable hands to other categories, but keep in mind the singles and pairs hand, line number 1, as well as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, line number 7, that has news in it. So if you're maybe playing an odds hand with 3s or 7s, line number 5 in winds and dragons, you might be able to switch over there if you're using 3s or 7s and make that hand if you should pull the matching numbers that needed for that hand. Next week, we're going to talk about 3, 6, 9.
Now that we looked at switchable hands in the Winds and Dragons section, please consider being flexible and observant and keeping your options open, especially thinking about the questions we shared today. Be willing to switch your hands and try for another hand based on the discards and exposures and what your own tiles are reading and you're picking from the wall. It is always often easier to stay within the section, which Winds and Dragons is so, but I offer you some other options just in case you have to recover and still stay in the game and try to be positive.
and find a switchable hand. Please consider becoming a channel member. Take your love of Mahjong to the next level and become a Mah Jongg Class channel member. While all the content is free, you can decide to support the channel by becoming a channel member. There are 3 levels to choose from. Head on over to the main channel and click join, and you can read all about them. I appreciate all those who have become channel members, and I appreciate you for being here. You have supported this channel in free ways by giving me thumbs up. You have supported the channel in free ways by subscribing, giving thumbs up for content you enjoy, sharing videos with fellow Mahjong friends and family, and commenting. I always love hearing from you and engaging. But now you can consider becoming a channel member. Please go to the home page and click join and read all about it. Thank you for all those who already have joined and have become a part of the Mah Jongg Class channel. On the home page, you can also click the magnifying glass and search for topics of your choice. Whether you're looking for the basics, tips, or strategies, you're sure to find a video on the Mah Jongg Class channel. If you do not, please email me at mahjongclass@yahoo.com and I'll be sure to create the topic and post it just for you. Now let's get on and play on ilovemahj and try our hand at switching hands for the Winds and Dragons category. ilovemahj offers a 14-day trial. They are generous enough to offer us a code CB, and you can get a 21-day free trial. Try out ilovemahj for 21 days for free and use the code CB to join. In the description below is the link to ilovemahj and the code CB to try out your free subscription for 21 days. If you've already tried out the subscription, please consider joining for a nominal fee, and I'm sure you'll get great practice on this site. I've been a member since 2021, and I have been playing on here and enjoying and learning Mahjong every year when the new card comes out. It's a great way to build your skills and to practice with bots to be better for your in-person game. Please join the ilovemahj platform and be sure to put CB at registration so you get a 21-day free trial, or to let them know that I sent you. Thank you. Let's head on over to ilovemahj. On ilovemahj, we're going to play Game Lunch, play with bots, official game, I like advanced, and launch our game. Those bots, we make sure they make good decisions.
First Charleston.
I'm going to sort by suit. Look for the strength of our hand. The questions we're asking, we have pairs of 8s and 9s, and where do they work? Oh, and we have lots of wins. So unfortunately, 8s and 9s in 2 different suits do not work together. We do have the run 7, 8, 9, which would go with dragons. Maybe we can hold a bunch of 8s and play the Winds and Dragons section with 8s. And the 8s are even, so we need east and west, or we can hold the 9s. Let's get rid of all these low numbers. I know they're 2s and 3s, but that's okay. Let's see what we get. And we pulled another north. Oh, and we have a pair of 9s now. Get rid of the 3. And let's keep the 9s. We have 7, 8, 9, and dragons. We have a little run going here. Let's get rid of 1, 8, and 1, 7. Maybe we can play the singles and pairs hand. Pulled a 7. So we need 4 of a number. We don't need this 5. We don't need this 8. And we don't need this 5. These are all garbage. Let's continue. I'm looking at the singles and pairs hand. Ooh, east and west and south. And a 9. We don't need the dragon. Singles and pairs hand, we need 2 norths, 1 east, 1 west, 2 souths, and a run of 5 numbers. We actually don't need this 9. So we can take back the east and get rid of the 9. 5, 5, and 1.
Courtesy pass.
A 5, a south. Ooh, we got the south. Oh, we have north, a pair of norths, east, west, pair of souths. We need 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, We're missing the pair of sixes, which is terrible because sixes are the most popular number, but we can pass 3. Let's see what happens. I would love if we got 1 6. That made me happy. Nothing. We did get a bunch of 9s. Let's start off by prioritizing our cards, and we say what ones don't we need here. So we always want to prioritize our discards. We have definitely not, maybe, and definitely keeping. Let's get rid of the 5.
5 crack, 1 bam.
So I'm looking at singles and pairs. That's my A choice. Either I get some jokers or I get some more tiles to push me towards a hand. I will change hands. The other option I have is we can play 9s, which are odds, with north and south.
5 crack. So 2 bam.
So if I should pick up another 9, I'll switch to 9s with north and south.
6 crack. 6 bam. 5 bam. 5 crack.
You can go generally fast. I'm looking for a
Eight.
6. I can't call for it. I'm looking for 8s. I can't call for it. So this hand, I can't call for anything. So I'm just going to be mindful of what's being discarded and pay attention and can keep playing the hand I'm focused on. There's 1 9 dot.
3 dot. 9 crack.
There's a 9 crack. I don't need it though. I already have my pair.
Flower. 9 bam.
There's a 9 bam. Here's a 7. I don't need it. I could keep my options for the 7 and hold that and get rid of the 9s and give that away. Either way, I don't think I need any of these. I'm going to go with a 9 dot.
9 dot. 4 bam.
I'm keeping this because maybe we can dump the wins and jump over
bam.
to a consecutive run hand.
1 crack. 4 bam. North. Flower.
Have all my wins. I don't need any of them.
1 crack. 3 crack. 8 bam. 5 dot. 8 dot. 8 dot. 8 dot. 4 crack.
Same.
1 dot. Call. 1 bam. 5 dot. 7 dot. 9 bam. Red.
Oh, there's another 9 bam.
2 crack. 1 crack. 6 crack.
Oh, there's 1 6 crack.
7 dot.
So somebody's not playing them.
6 dot. Call. South. 7 bam. 5 crack. 3 dot. 6 crack.
Oh, there's another 6 crack.
9 crack.
And we don't
East.
have it.
So 4 bam. 4 dot. West. 9 dot. 9 bam. 9 dot.
Okay, all the 9s are out.
8 bam. 2 bam. 2 crack. 8 bam. 9 bam. 5 bam.
I held the flower in case I could do a joker swap.
7 bam. 1 dot. Red. Red. Green. West. 3 crack. Call. Flower.
Oh, jokers.
1 bam. 7 bam. 2 bam. Joker swap. 2 dot. Call. 4 dot.
1 2 3 4. We should switch hands. Let's look at the flower hand in the Winds and Dragons section. It's 3 flowers, 2 norths, 2 easts, 3 wests, and 4 souths. Let's look at the east. We need to have 2 easts. How many easts are out? 1. There's only 2 easts out. Anyway, we could get rid of the 7.
7 crack. Green. 7 crack. 1 bam.
I think we're switching. There's only 1 west out. We could call for the other west, and maybe if we get those 3s, we could do joker swaps. This is where you switch. We don't have the 6s and we don't have the other 8. So let's get rid of the 9.
9 crack. Red. Green. Flower.
You can call for it. We need 3 flowers.
Call. 9 crack. Green. 5 bam. East.
That's the second east.
8 crack. 4 dot. 7 dot. 7 bam. 5 bam. Mah Jongg.
We did not throw it. She picked it herself. I think that was a great hand that I switched to. So we were playing singles and pairs, the bottom hand, and we switched to line number 3 because we got flowers, and I realized we weren't getting those 6s. Amstead did have 1 6, 2 went out, so that was a very good choice to switch hands. We did not give Mahjong to anyone, which was even better, and Amstead won it with only a couple tiles left. Congratulations to Amstead. He was playing line number 4, 2 4 6 8, 4 flowers, 2 4 6 8 with 2s and 2s. And thankfully, we did not throw out the flower because he could have gotten that also. And instead of playing 2s, he played with 6s. Congratulations to Amstead. Annie was playing 3 4 5 6 7 consecutive run line number 7 with the pairs of 3s. So then she needed kongs of 3s matching like numbers. Kurt was playing consecutive run line number 2 1 2 3 4, which we did call, except I thought it was all one suit, but I think he threw out a 4 dot, so I should have caught on that it was 2 different suits. Very proud of my switchable hand. Sometimes you don't win, and sometimes you just have to be happy that you did a good switchable hand, and next time you may win. We needed 1 west, we needed 1 south, and a pair of east, which I think 2 east went out, so we still had an opportunity, although of course Amstead won before that, but that was a good hand. Let's start our next game. On to our next game.
First Charleston.
Sort by suit. Look for your pairs. We don't have any, so now we have to make a decision. We have 2 6 8, 2 6 6, or we can go for odds. We have some wins, but only 2, north and south. We have 6s, which are even, so that wouldn't work. We have 2s, which are evens. That wouldn't work. Your odds would be 9s. We could try odds. Maybe we'll keep upper numbers. So that'd be 2, 2, and 5. Oh, there's some 9s. Maybe we play 3, 6, 9, or 9s. Let's give her the 8s and the 7. 7, 2, 2. More 2s. 3 and 2. Oh, maybe we're stopping the Charleston. So we don't need this 2. 3, 6, 9. I'm going to get rid of the souths and the north. So let's keep going. Let's push ourselves.
Second Charleston.
2, south, and north. 8 and south. Oh wow, look at this. 3, 6, 9 with 6s. Let's get rid of one of the 9s. And I'm getting rid of this 9 because I always can play 3, 6, 6, 9. 7, 2, and 9. Interesting. Maybe we only do 2.
Courtesy pass.
North and 8. Let's do 2 tiles. That's that blind pass. You don't have to do...
8 bam.
You have to do 3, but you don't have to pass 3. You can blind pass. So I put 2 down and then I blind 1.
1 bam.
Prioritize your discards.
7 bam.
There is 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9 in singles and pairs. We don't have any 3s though, but we have a joker. Let's see how this plays out.
2 dot.
We have a couple to get
crack.
rid of before we have to make any
North.
decisions.
2 crack. 4 bam. 2 crack. 8 crack.
I feel like 2, 4, 6, 8 would have
6
worked.
crack.
Seems like everybody's not playing that. Okay, 1, 6 crack is out.
1 dot. 7 bam. 3 dot.
Not calling yet.
West.
First 3 dot. 8s.
South.
Save your
9
bait.
bam.
Not calling.
8 dot. 1 crack.
Red. 3, 6, 9. I don't know. We're not going to keep it.
1 crack. 2 crack. 5 crack. North. 1 bam.
I don't think anybody's playing the winds.
South. 4 bam.
I mean, I guess east and west, but
Call.
definitely not north
South.
and south.
5 bam.
A 3.
8 bam. 2 dot. North. 4 crack.
Nobody wanted the 8 bam.
8 bam. 1 crack. 6 bam.
We can play 3, 6, 6, 9. 3, 6, 6, 9, which is line number 1. We can play the second half 3, 6, 6s, and 9s in cracks, which we don't have, so forget that. 3, 6, 9. Second hand, no. 3s with dragons, no. Flowers, 3s, nope. 3, 6, 9 with 6s. We could play that. The bottom hand, we need a pair of 6s, which we don't have. Let's play 3, 6, 9 with 6s if we can, which is line number 5. I'm going to get rid of this 3 and keep the 6. So I could call for the 6s, but we are not ready, so I'm going to ignore it.
9 bam.
I don't want to get into a hand. I'm looking for that pair of 6s to be able to commit.
West. 8 bam.
Oh, and I got it. So let's commit to that hand now.
3 crack. 7 dot.
So we need some more jokers desperately, because now we have to use this joker with the 6s.
West. 6 crack.
Oh, there goes a 6. I think that's a second 6 crack too. Maybe we're playing 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, line number 1. Getting rid of this 6. Using this to call here. We do need the other 6 dot. Maybe we'll do that. Go to an easier hand.
1 dot. 5 crack. 1 bam. South.
Ah, the 3
3
again.
crack. 7 bam. 2 bam. Call. Green. 1 dot. 7 dot. 7 dot. 5 bam. 8 crack. East. 9 crack. Call. 5 dot.
Oh.
Mah Jongg.
Oh well. That was a good hand though, because it's 3, 6, 6, 9. I was excited to try to play that. We could call for our 3s. We did need another joker. We already had our 6s, and we can call for our 9s. Congratulations to Kurt. He was playing 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive run, line number 2. Annie was playing 2, 4, 6, 8. I think this is a popular hand this year with line number 4, which is 4 flowers, 2, 4, 6, 8, missing the 6. We had it with 4s and 4s. Hampstead was playing consecutive run, line number 5, which is 2 flowers, a pair of 7s, a pung of 8s, a kong of 9s, and a pung of reds. Not bad. Let's start our next hand.
First Charleston.
Sort by suit. We have 8, 9, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. Go for an easy hand. Or 2, 4, 6, 8. We have a lot of that. Let's get rid of the 1, the green, and the west. So sometimes I always say focus on the pair, but we had a lot more 2, 4, 6, 8s, and that seems to be what's coming in now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's get rid of the 1, the 9, and the 9. Yes, I'm passing a pair. A 9, we got a 4. Now we have to make a decision. Let's look at 2, 4, 6, 8 in singles and pairs. We have a pair of flowers. We need missing 1. 2, 4, 6, 8. We're missing the 8. We have the matching. Oh, that's too hard. Too many pairs. We have 4s. Let's get rid of the 2 and the green. Maybe we'll keep the green because isn't there a 2, 4, 6, 8 hand with a matching dragon? Yes, line number 3. We have 4s. Let's get rid of the 6. Of course we get a 2. Ooh, but we got the green. We need some 8s. Let's continue.
Second Charleston.
1, 2, and 8. 7, 5, and west. Well, we need those 8s. I wonder if somebody's playing with 8s. 7, 6, and 9. That was the 6 we got rid of before.
Courtesy pass.
And we got the 8 dot back. There's a hand, line number 6, 2, 4, 6, with 8s and 8s. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's get rid of 3. 3, 7, 8.
3 dot.
Nothing. Got some 2s.
6 crack. 1 bam.
Now we got a
9 bam.
3. We can play 2, 3, 4.
7 dot. 8 crack.
Oh, we got the flower. I think we get rid of these 2s.
2 crack. West.
I held the 3 in case we play 2, 3, 4.
5 crack.
Oh, we got another 4.
2 dot. West.
There is the hand, line number 4, which is 2, 4, 6, 8 with 4s and 4s, so they don't have to be 2s.
3 crack. 3 dot. 3 bam. Green. East.
Not ready to commit yet.
9 bam.
Oh, we got a bunch of 4s.
6 dot. Red. 9 bam.
Need the
7 dot.
8s would make me happy. I need an 8.
9 crack. 8 bam.
Ah,
8 dot.
not now. I need the 8, not show me the 8.
East. 5 bam. 7 bam.
Oh, maybe we should get the 5. Maybe we could play it 2, 3. Oh, we had the 3. We could have switched to consecutive run. Well, keep that in mind.
7 dot. 2 dot. South. 9 crack. 7 dot. 5 dot. 8 dot. 4 dot. 2 bam.
Not calling the 4s yet.
6 dot.
One more. Oh, I got it. That's what I was looking for. So I could play. I need 2 different hands here. Let's count. So I could play 2 flowers, play line number 3, pair of 2s, a pung of 4s, a pair of 6s, a pung of 8s, and a Kong of dragons. I don't think that's happening. I can play the 4th hand, a Kong of flowers, 2, 4, 6, 8 with 4s. That might work because I have all my singles. Let's get rid of the green dragon.
Green. 3 bam. 1 bam. 8 crack. Green. 1 dot. Call. 9 crack. North. 9 crack. 8 bam. 6 crack. North.
Shall we switch to maybe consecutive run? We need a 3 bam. I think 1, 2, and out. We can play 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 4s. And get rid of the flowers, and let's see if it's joker bait.
Flower. Call. 2 crack.
Oh, worked for my favor. Let's see what happens.
7 bam.
I can get it. I can get the joker. Perfect.
Joker swap.
So now we need a 3, 4, 5, and then we can ready to call our 4s. For line number 7. Let's do it.
East.
We don't need this
Flower.
6, and we don't need this 8.
Flower. 5 crack. 9 dot. Mah Jongg.
Ah, I should have paid attention more. I didn't see I saw it, but I didn't connect it. He had 4 flowers with 1s and 9s, but I would have gotten rid of that at some point because I needed to collect my 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a bummer. I got rid of that 3 early on. I would have had it. Oh, look, Kurt has it in his hand, and Amstead. Stinkers, and my 4. Those bots, they're silly. Anyway, congratulations to Annie. What a beautiful hand. 4 flowers, the 1s, and 9s with 10. 1 and 9 is 10. Congratulations. Nice hand, Annie. Kurt was playing Winds and Dragons, line number 2. 2 flowers, 1, 2, 3, with all the dragons. Doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3. Amstead was playing consecutive run, line number 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, in 2 different suits. So really, the only contenders was Annie and I, because the other ones had quite a bit of tiles to go. Let's look at the leaderboard. We've played 3 games. We're on our final game, so let's start it. I gotta recoup. I gotta win this one, although I've had some pretty nice hands. Pair of 2s. Yikes, and that is it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Consecutive run with matching dragons, but we don't have any flowers. 7, 9, we can get rid of the 3 and the north and the east. Oops, I got rid of a green by accident. East. All right, liking the green. I'm gonna get rid of the 7s and the 9s. Sort. 1, 8, 1, 2, need a 3, 4, 5, let's get rid of the 7. Let's get rid of these 3,
Second Charleston.
3, south and 9. West, 1 and 2, I need some more BAMs, I need number 3, 7, 2, and 8.
Courtesy pass.
5, north and east, let's do 3.
8 crack.
Yikes, I could keep the 1s. We could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 1s.
9 dot. So 1 crack. 3 dot.
Okay, 1s are going out. I'm gonna get rid of the 3.
dot. 9 dot. 5 crack.
Matching dragon, I need flowers for consecutive.
6 crack. 5 crack. 2 dot. 8 bam.
Whoa, holy jokers.
West. 4 crack. 1 bam.
Let's see. I don't think I need that. I don't like it one bit. Oh, I got my flower.
Red. 5 dot.
I think we're on point. So we need 2 flowers. We have a pair. We have our 2s. This would be our 3s. And we have our dragons. And we don't need this for our 5. Line number 5.
1 dot. 2 crack. So 3 dot.
Probably should have played opposite.
9 bam. 6 bam. Call. 8 crack. Call. 4 crack.
Wow, look at all the joker availability.
7 dot.
That's crazy.
4 dot. Red. 5 dot. 2 dot. Red, red, joker swap, 7 dot. South. 8 dot. 1 dot. South. 1 crack. 7 bam. 3 bam.
Oh, did we call it? And then we need our flower. I'm gonna let it go. That's the first 3 bam.
East.
I don't want to put up all those
2
jokers.
crack. 3 crack. 8 bam. North.
Amstead might have the 3 bam though too.
North.
Oh, look at that. We got it ourselves.
4 bam. Mah Jongg.
Ah! Oh God, I played terrible today. That he had this 6 up. Yikes. Good for him though. Congrats, Amstead. I like my hand. Wouldn't probably played any different. So we needed 1 flower, the 2 bam or the 3 bam, and we would have had Mahjong. Bummer. Congratulations, Amstead. His 4 flowers, 4, 5, 6. He needed that pair of 5s. He had it, and that was key. I can't believe we had 3 jokers. Annie was playing consecutive run, line number 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, pung kong, pung kong. And Kurt was playing consecutive run, line number 4, 3 flowers, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He had a long way to go. But bummer. Good hands today, though. I'm pretty proud of all the hands, and we were able to switch. Let's look at the leaderboard. I had a whopping negative 30 points today. Amstead has 2 wins, Annie had 1, and Kurt had 1. Amstead was the big winner with 2 wins and 50 points. I was the big loser with a negative 30 points. But I had fun, and I played some really good hands, and I was happy how close I was at each game. I was able to switch. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this series of switchable hands. Next week, we'll go over the 3, 6, 9 category. I'm excited to share that with you. And continue to play and learn your switchable hands. Review the videos over and over until you understand how to switch hands. Practice, bring out your set, build the hands, and see how you can switch. It's a good brain exercise to help you be able to do switchable hands. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great week. Enjoy playing Mahjong. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.